good time children. When we all alone. Come on now.
Center Stage Gospel Music live from Memphis, Tennessee, featuring gospel artists from around the world. Toe-tapping, hand-clapping, down-home gospel music. Watch on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and your local Comcast. Download the SVP TV app now on your smart television and mobile device. Center Stage Gospel season premieres Sunday, 8 p.m. Central.
Tennessee Stand Up for the biggest gospel R&B soul cookout to hit Bolivar, Tennessee, Sunday, September 24th, starring Calvin Richardson.
Tapping on my mind when I think about you, girl.
Stacey Adams.
For your love.
Urban Mystic. Marcellus, the singer, Karen Wolf, Ruth Boyd Lake, Sky Watley, Sharmika Joquel, and Sunday, just a Sunday without the King Spirituals.
Till Sunday morning, I
And 5 DJs, DJ Radio Rashid, the legendary J Falk, the Hood Shift DJs, and hosted by Jazzy Jeff, 96.2 Bangin'. It all goes down Sunday, September 24th at the Hardeman County Fairgrounds, 210 Fieldo Road, Bolivar, Tennessee. Gates open at 11 a.m. For vendor space, VIP tickets, and more info, contact Danny at 901-355-7318. Bring your tents, lawn chairs, and coolers. Gospel, R&B, soul, blues, a day of music, fun, and love for everyone. It's time for one big family reunion. The Big Gospel, R&B, Soul, Blues Cookout. Get tickets on Eventbrite.com or call Danny Boy. Gates open at 11 a.m. September 24th, Bolivar, Tennessee. Danny, what you got to say?
Yo, it's just good music.
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Center Stage Gospel. I'm your host, Debbie McClennon.
And I'm your host, George Dean.
George, you thought I was going to say something else. You thought I had more?
You know how you are, but you stopped and I started. So
Lord. You know, we're excited to be here tonight, coming to you live on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Comcast, Facebook Live. Danny's got his phone on right here. And I don't know why my eyes went down there, but Facebook Live. And we're on YouTube Live. So, as always, God, we thank you for another opportunity to be able to come and be a witness for Jesus. So tonight, we have a very, very special guest that is no stranger to SVP TV or to Center Stage. And that's none other than the promoter of the South. But you're going nationwide.
yeah.
I don't know why I said just the South, you know?
I'll be in other places, just say.
Yeah,
but
this is the promoter.
No, I can't take that. Can't take that. Fred Jones, Southern Heritage Classic.
This is the promoter.
Julius
None
Lewis.
other.
Julius Lewis.
None
Blues is all right too. I can't.
I'm gonna put him on stage early.
Yeah, I can't take that title.
None other than Danny Lewis.
Yes,
Hello,
indeed.
Danny.
Hi, thank you guys for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure. Have you been on the show with me before?
A long time ago, like
With
when you
Sam.
first started, yeah.
Okay, because you used to come all the time with Gerald Stewart and Thaddeus Matthews.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
did.
You've been promoting a long time.
I've been at it a while.
How long you been at it?
Oh, long time.
Let me turn around here so
Start.
we could talk.
I mean, I don't, look, to be honest with you, Miss Debbie, and this is probably going to shock people, I don't really call myself a promoter. I do production.
Okay.
And a lot of people, because they know me, they see me doing the shows and running them and stuff, and people, they don't really understand, a lot of people, what production is, like all this stuff what you've been doing in here before the show. They don't get that.
Man.
So they
I'm
call me a
ripping and
promoter,
running.
but a lot of it, I don't really consider myself a promoter. I'm just a guy that works in entertainment that knows how to promote.
Okay. All right, Danny. That's I can take that. And I still will call you the, because I hear your name all the time. Those other names I hear like once a year.
Yeah, but a lot of times I be working for them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
Well,
you know.
your name is out there.
Yeah.
And that's
Good and bad too sometimes. Right? I get all the bad stuff too, George.
Yeah, that's gonna go.
Before
sometime
we
first.
start talking about your concerts that you produce,
Yes, ma'am.
I can use that word.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You had more. You've been in the church all your life.
All my life.
You have a musician background. Talk about that a
Somewhat.
little bit. Well, tell us.
Baptized in the Muddy Pond over there in Grand Junction, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Played in my family's gospel group. Everybody knows Dr. Andrew Cheers and the Songbirds.
Mr.
Yeah,
Drummer.
yeah, well, yeah, but before then, when you and Robert and them first started singing us, we were the Songbird Juniors.
Yes, right. That's right.
Yeah, singing because.
You went way back and called Robert's name.
Yeah, that's how long I've been knowing him. Elder Ward in the
okay.
gospel
Yeah, that's
force,
right.
so you know. But yeah, we started singing at Easter. One Easter Sunday, went from instead of doing an Easter speech, we sang a song.
Yeah.
Then people started asking us to sing.
That's right. That's right.
And then you know the group started carrying everybody
Yeah,
around.
with-
Come
yeah.
on, children. Yeah, well, we was there anyway because we couldn't do nothing but go to church
Right.
back
That's-
then.
yeah.
Go to the singing program. That's
He
what we.
was with mamas and and whatnot.
Yeah, my aunties and
Yeah.
stuff.
So what instruments did you play?
Only the drums, and that was by happenstance. We had some older guys in the group that were playing, that worked jobs and stuff. And then my cousin Rodney, his mom got married, my Aunt Betty, and moved to another county.
Another county, yeah.
Yeah, so he eventually moved with her, and he left, you know, and went to but that left me, you know, we needed a drummer. So
So you self-taught yourself.
yeah, well, Jimmy Mullins, who passed away a couple of weeks ago, he actually kind of started all of us just because he was the musician that could play everything in the family.
okay.
He just started showing and playing around with us with stuff. Then in the summer, most of the time, we would sit on Angelina's car porch, set the instruments up while she sold snowballs and played music and sung songs.
Yeah.
That sounds like the
Gospel
good old
songs,
days.
yeah, because people would walk down the road and come to her yard.
yeah.
All you could do was walk them back and
That's
forth down
right,
the road,
that's right.
you know, go to somebody's house, shoot dirt basketball, and come back right up. So everybody would stop by her house and buy snow cones. And then we would sit around and play the instruments and sing songs. And, you know, people pull up in their cars, stop and listen, buy snow cones, stand around, talk, that kind of stuff. But then when Reverend Cheers decided that he wanted to record and started traveling a little bit more with some of his friends, like, you know, the Cannons and Willie Neal and different guys. Those guys didn't like missing work on Mondays or taking off on Fridays.
Right.
So we were kind of put in that position to become the musicians.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So-
plus hanging around George and them listening and learning and playing all their music, putting the 45s on and stuff and playing their music. So we learned.
Wow.
We kind of grew up together, to be honest with you, because
Yeah.
their area wasn't far from our area, so it's one of those things.
So
They was
you all grew up around each other as far as growing in the music industry.
Yeah, when I first saw Gospel 4, George was the guitar player, singing background. His brother Robert was playing bass
Right.
and singing lead.
Yeah, you
You
taking
know,
it back.
then you had Walter and James.
Yeah.
Man.
And Walter and James and Lit, and then
Yeah.
Elder Ward.
Elder Ward, yes, yeah, that's how it started with Elder
Yeah,
Ward, actually.
yeah, and Whitmore was the manager.
Whitmore was the manager, exactly
Yeah,
right.
he walking around with a briefcase. I used to say, God, what he got in that briefcase? He walked with a briefcase out there. But yeah, so
Yeah, you
Been
was
around a long
around.
time.
You've been
Yeah.
around a long time.
I was a little boy. George played a big, I don't know if it was red or brown Gretsch.
It was Brown Gretsch, yeah.
Brown Gretsch.
Yeah, hollow
See?
box Gretsch, yeah.
I remember that.
An authentic guitar.
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Yes, indeed.
So then you grew up. What made
Yes,
you
ma'am.
start, becoming a producer?
You mean concerts and
I
stuff?
don't know how to
Oh yeah.
sing,
Oh no,
'cause-
Reverend Cheers. We would get out. I'd get out of school. He'd be sitting there waiting to pick me up, and get in the car, and we'd go to all these little towns and pass out them
Flyers and papers,
paper
yeah.
flyers. It wasn't Bob Hardaway then. It was Craig Wilson.
That's right, that's right.
Craig would make the flyers. He
Yes,
was a
right.
little boy, young
Yeah.
boy. Craig was young, and
Yeah.
Bob. Now we have a box of them big Southern Sun print flyers. We'd be all over every town
Everywhere.
putting out flyers,
Everywhere.
He had a big nail gun. Back then, he ordered the big posters. If he would have a quote unquote big program, he would order the stuff from Benson Car Company.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
remember?
Yeah, and then we had a big nail gun. And we get out and put them up all over everybody's posts, light posts and stuff, and trees and everywhere.
Now that's something you can still do, you know.
No, you can't now.
Why?
Cause if you start putting the stuff up now, most of the time the street workers, especially if you got your number on there, they'll call your number and fine you, give you a fine. Yeah, they don't like
call
you.
it littering, though.
Yeah. So what I do is, I'm telling my secret, and, if y'all catch me, you catch me, but I go like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when they sleep, and I glue stuff up. I get the real adhesive glue and spray it where it don't come down. It's hard to take down. They have to scrape it. So then it stays up 2 or 3 days before the street department take it down.
So
Somebody will see it.
So you do it before the weekend of the show.
Yeah. Y'all wake up in the morning. You got a little country store and you ain't got no cameras out there. And my flyers stuck on your window with that graph tape that's hard to take off. Put it on the gas pump. So I do my work at night. So when people get up, go to work, they at least see it before they take it down.
So with Pastor Cheers, you were promoting gospel.
Yes.
So,
I was basically just like a helper with him, driving, passing out the flyers and that sort of stuff.
So now I'm talking about Danny. What made you get into the soul and the R&B and blues?
Well, honestly, Miss Debbie, a lot of the people that I have relationships with now, I met them in doing gospel.
That might be one of your callings.
That's Mr. Harvey Watkins, right on the spot.
Thank you for calling Center Stage. Hello there.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. It's Harvey from the Ken Spiritual.
Well, thank you for calling in. I think that George Dean and Mr. Danny want to take it from here.
Okay.
How in the world are you, man?
I'm fine. I can't complain.
You fine?
I'm fine. It's as fine as I can be.
That's an inside joke, y'all. That's him and George's inside joke. You know? Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, though. How you doing, Mr. Harvey?
Man, fine, man. Y'all doing good?
Yeah, man, doing real well, actually. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, man. You know, we just traveling on that circuit, trying to make things happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Harvey, Miss Debbie and George invited me here tonight so that I could get you on the line and we could talk about the gospel, R&B, soul and blues cookout in Carruthersville on September 23rd and Bolivar on September 24th. So I guess the people in this area, and now that we on Roku and Fire Stick and YouTube, Apple, we everywhere.
Comcast.
Willie Neal Johnson say ever all over the world.
Well, I tell you one thing. I'm super excited about being a part of these events. I'm excited about it. I'm thankful for it. And I love music, and I'd be lying about if I didn't tell you that I want to hear Cavalierson sing. That's the way I feel about you. And don't push me, I just might fall. So I want y'all to know that Kansas Spiritual, we're gonna be singing our songs, and you better believe we're gonna be singing them too. But we're gonna also be trying to enjoy Kevin and Stacy and Urban Mystics, everybody that's there. It's music. We love music. We love the Lord Jesus, and we love music too.
Yes.
You know, if music can calm a snake, it got to be good, huh?
That's what I'm talking about. That sounds like a songwriter.
Yeah, that's a songwriter that said that. Well, Harvey, we thank you, and I'm glad you kind of cleared that up, which I know that people know that anyway, but some people had to ask because people like to be debatable. What the Can's gonna be singing blues? Nah, the Cans ain't gonna be singing blues. The Cans ain't singing no blues. Can gonna sing Hello Mother, Heavenly Choir, Po' Boy, Didn't It Rain, I'm in Your Care, all the songs.
We might sing Po' Boy twice. You know.
Uh-oh, look out, guys.
We're feeling good about this here. We want to let you know that if you love music, Bolivar and Carruthersville is a place where you need to be, because it's going to be going on. It's going to be good too.
And I've told people. Somebody asked me, well, what are you going to do to God? When the gospel coming on? Listen, you just got to come. I'm not doing. I don't believe. I just look at it like this. I think we live in a society now where people have been confused about what God really wants us to do. And for me, I think God wants us to love each other, respect each other.
All gifts come from God.
Include Him in everything
include
that
Him.
we
And
do.
this is my job.
I didn't say some of them. I said all gifts
Yes.
come from God. They come from God. Let me let you know. Something. See, first of all, you got a lot of church people act like they never had a beer and never had some cognac, and they forgot where they come from. But see, let me tell you something. I haven't. I've been out in the streets. I wasn't born in Bethlehem. The Lord has changed me and saved me, and I'm heaven bound, and ain't nobody gonna stop me. But I tell you one thing, I still like that's the way I feel about you. I want you to understand me very well. If I were you, I would get my tickets, and I would come to Bolivar, and if I can't make Bolivar, I will come to Carruthersville. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm telling you the truth. You're gonna be glad you did if you come.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great event, and my whole purpose for doing this and having the vision, and I've been talking to Harvey about this for some years, for a long time.
And I thank you, Danny. I thank you, Danny, for including us, man. I'm just glad of what God's doing, and I'm glad to hear George's voice. I love George, one of the greatest singers I know in gospel music, one of the greatest songwriters. We all got some. God gave all us some. Let's give the people what we got.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, Sunday, September 24th, Bolivar. September 23rd, Kansas Spirits are going to give you what they got.
You better hurry and believe it.
In no place.
Yeah. Thank you, Harvey. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking time out.
I thank you. And everybody, come on out now. Let's don't be so deep till we try to put the Kansas Spirits in the club. We still sing gospel. That's how we ever sung. But I tell you one thing, the Spirit is telling me that I might can reach somebody, and somebody that might have been mad with their brother-in-law for 5 years, I might can reach their heart. They might call them and say, I'm sorry.
You know, Harvey.
Bring the family together.
Oh, yeah. And Harvey, you know this to be true. One of the reasons that you are on this event, one of the young men that's involved, I'm not going to call his name, he shared a story with me that he didn't believe that I knew Harvey personally.
Okay. That
his mother passed away in his arms, and but his mother, when she got diagnosed with cancer, she lived about 12 years after. They told her that she didn't have but 6 months to live, and he walked in the room one day and she was listening to I'm in your care. And he said, Mama, who is that? Oh, baby, it's Harvey and them, and them cats.
Wow.
So, and that stuck with him. So when he found out I knew Harvey, he couldn't believe it. He said, you know, I'm getting him on the phone.
He sure got me on the phone.
I got him on the phone. So, you know,
and I'm excited about it. I thank you, Danny.
The music has touched the world.
Yes, it has. It has touched all over the world.
Yeah, it has touched the world. So, thank you again, Harvey. We appreciate it.
We thank God for it, and we'll see y'all in Bolivar, and we'll see you in Carruthersville. Because one thing for sure, we're gonna be there.
I got
All
you.
right.
Got you, sir.
Okay. George Dean, shut up. I'll see you when I get up there.
You know I got a word for you. I
love you, George. God bless all y'all. I'll see y'all at both of the events.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so the Canton Spirituals will be in the house. Tell us more about this concert. I'm excited.
Well, in Bolivar, Tennessee.
I'm going to be there in Bolivar.
You're going to be in Bolivar. Yeah, go online, get your tickets online at eventbrite.com, or you can call me at 901-355-7318, or if you're in the Bolivar, Grand Junction area, you can see Wanda Dubose Henderson, that's my cousin, Frank Polk. Anybody that's connected to me can get you a ticket. And also Miss Vicki Hill, that's my little god sister, Stephanie Sane, Bernard Lowe of the Hood Ship DJs, Precious Crowder in Whitesville, Tennessee. If you're in Jackson, you can call Tanya Faison, my cousin, or Terry Gore Woods at the radio station there in Jackson. Tickets are available. You know, if The only reason you don't get a ticket is because you just don't want to come or you can't come because they are available. You can get
So
them.
if there's people that would like to get a group together, you got some great hotels in those areas?
No, but Bolivar is close enough to Memphis or Jackson
That's right.
now
That's
with
in
the
there.
interstates that you can get tickets. If y'all want to come and you're not in the Memphis area, you want to come, stay in East Memphis in the Wolf Chase area. Bolivar is about 35 miles,
something like
30,
that,
40 miles from the Wolf
What
Chase
about
area.
Collierville?
Collierville, yeah, it's
That's
about
even closer, yeah.
yeah, it's even
Plenty
closer,
hotels in
45,
Collierville.
50 minutes from Collierville. The way the 269 and the interstate runs now, you can get to Bolivar, Grand Junction, all those towns now in a matter of 35, 45 minutes.
Okay.
So, but no, there are no great hotels in Bolivar. Merrimack Tizik, you hear this, right? Right, so put your
But
hotel
there
in
are
Bolivar.
hotels
There are
surrounding.
hotels in the area. Yeah.
So if you want to, get a group together, y'all put a bus together.
Yeah, get you a
Come on,
bus.
because it's a cookout.
It's a cookout, man. Bring your lawn chairs, bring your grill, bring your cooler, even if you just want ice water or tea in it. Come hang out. We're gonna
So
have
if we
fun.
want to sit down, we need to bring a chair.
Yeah, bring your tent. Gates open up at 11 o'clock. You can come, bring your meat, let it marinate, let it saute, whatever y'all do.
tailgating.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
family cookout.
gonna be nice.
And you can bring your kids. It's something for the whole family.
Now, will you be selling food out there?
We're
for
gonna have
people
some
that's
ven-
not gonna
Well,
bring.
yeah, we're gonna have some vendors there.
Vendors
But
will
trust
be
me,
there.
if you come out there the way we do it in the country, everybody gonna feed you, Miss Debbie. It just depends on whether or not
Just
you
walk
eat-
up to the tent and look
Yeah,
homeless.
depends on whether or not you eat pork or not.
That's right. That's right. Some things don't change.
right, right.
So,
Yeah,
Danny, you promote old school.
pretty
Tell
much.
me about your success in promoting old school.
When you say old school, you mean
You
the
know,
soul
with your
musical?
flyers, with
Oh,
your,
the way that I do it?
the way you do it, the way you giving out tickets
Well-
to individuals and
Well, the thing that I found out is that even though technology advances and change things, people in my age demographic or George's or yours, or even some people that's a little bit older that still like to come out, they're not willing to make the effort to do all the things that seem easy to somebody that grew up doing it. Like, I got an iPhone and I probably only use 40% of what it can do because I'm not really into the other stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I realize that, and as a businessman, what I think people should learn to do is like, I'm put it to you like this. I was doing wrestling promotions with my dear friend Corey McClennon, who passed away, and Jerry Lawler now. And there was a guy that used to work with them, Lance Russell. And Lance told me one time, he said, hey, if McDonald's, KFC, and Coca-Cola got advertised, you do too. They're household names. And the way that they advertise, they don't miss nobody. They got something on the menu for everybody. Senior citizens, kids,
Right.
everybody don't like the Big Mac. So they got something else on the menu
Right,
for you.
right.
Kids eat
chicken nuggets.
the nuggets. So that's what I think about. I try to make sure I reach everybody and not just get caught up on who we think that's gonna buy a ticket or not. Like I went to Bolivar today and I'm doing mail outs to the flyers. And somebody might say, well, why are you putting your flyers in white people mail? We don't know what kind of music
Exactly.
people like.
Right.
So I just send the flyers out and let people determine if they want to come or not. So if I got 5,000 flyers, I'm not going to try to hunt down 5,000 black people. I'm just going to hunt down 5,000 people
Evil.
and
Thank
get
you.
the flyers out, you
But
know.
when you do the major festivals, it be all kinds of people. all
Absolutely.
ages,
If
all
you
kinds.
go to Essence Festival or like this weekend, I'm flying out to Atlantic City to do the Atlantic City Jazz Festival with Boney James and Will Downing. When you go to other areas, you'll notice that the culture changes.
Sure, exactly.
So the thing that I'm grateful for, one of the things I'm grateful for Reverend Cheers is because I tell everybody, if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't be no Danny Boy.
I got you.
You know, because he gave me the opportunity to get exposure to different things. See, I never would have met George if I hadn't been with him. I never would have met Harvey. I never would have met Willie Neal Johnson. I never would have met Jolie Gunn, you know. And then from there on, I met some of these R&B stars that I'm around now, the Keith Sweats, the Calvin Richardsons, the Casey's and JoJo's, which when I first saw them, they were all in the gospel group, Little Cedric and the Haleys. Casey Haley, JoJo, Cliff Haley, Calvin Richardson was one of the background singers. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, so that early exposure made me be able to travel and see that the world was not all about what it was where I lived. You know, so now when I go to Atlantic City or when I go overseas and I visit other countries and stuff, I see that people live differently.
Yeah, they do.
And it's not about the color of your skin. It's about the mindset and the culture of the people, what
Right.
you are exposed to.
Right.
So you go up north, you see people interacting, a lot of interracial interacting at soul music concerts or jazz concerts.
Exactly.
You know.
Let me ask you, this is the first time you had gospel
Oh,
soul.
Stacey Adams is going to call in at 7:30. So if the phone rings, that'll be him.
We'll pick it up.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the first time you had gospel soul, and rhythm and blues all together?
Not the first time. The
Not the
first
first time.
time I tried it about 2 years ago in Bolivar on the parking lot. And I brought like the Echo Airs.
Okay.
And I think you came through, then you stopped. You were going to Clarksville or somewhere and you stopped and
Probably
peeked
right.
in. Yeah. You had to sing and you stopped and
Right,
checked
right.
out. But I had Echo Airs, the Wells Brothers, C.C. Williams,
Yeah,
Kadaris and Josh,
Yeah.
and then the Violinaires. Ferris and I were trying to reinvent or record some new music on the Violinaires, and you know, and it didn't work out.
Yeah,
but
I came over there to the
yeah, I
studio.
had it, but I tested it and I saw that it would work because people came out and people enjoyed it.
Right.
So,
Wow.
and then I had this vision to, hey, if I had a group that was bigger than life with the records that people wanted to come, gospel, just as a guy like Calvin, you know, how would it work out? And that's what this
Developed.
came
So
to be.
you're having much success with your promoting, the way you promote old school is successful.
Yes, ma'am. Anytime, Miss Debbie, and I mean this from my heart, I thank God for allowing me to be able to make a living doing something that I love
Yes.
to do. So whenever
that wonderful?
Yeah, whenever I have
Man.
a vision, I don't necessarily drop down on my knees and pray and say, oh God, give me, I ain't gonna lie to you like I do that, like some other people will. But I rely on him to lead me. So my daily prayer is I thank him for his favor. You know, I'm constantly thanking him for his favor of health, safety, and protection over my family, and letting me be able to provide for my family, make a
I
living.
noticed that you thank people from the past that helped you to get here.
Most
And
definitely.
because you do that, thank you makes room for more.
Yeah.
So the more you remember Reverend Cheers and all the other
Yeah,
people that
Bob
help
Golden,
you,
who put me on the radio
you know,
at
calling
12
their
years old.
names out, you know, God's going to continue to bless you.
Well-
and even though you may have some downturns, but you keep pushing because you know God's going to turn it around.
Yeah, I just
He's
rely
gonna
on
turn
him.
it.
I don't necessarily go to him and pray and ask him to give me these visions or whatever. I thank him for allowing me to be able to make a living, and I just kind of let it come to me, let him give it to me, whatever he gives to me, and I watch. If I see Kurt Franklin, who is a super artist, a mega artist that just happens to sing gospel music, if I see him go and headline the Essence Festival with Janet Jackson, so then my mindset is, well, Harvey's had big records too.
Yeah.
George got big records too. Calvin's got big records. I just got to take them to their area where the people want to hear them. It's the same thing,
Same thing.
same concept. I just downsize.
It's, you know, and we as a people will someday learn to push one another into greatness. You know, we don't have enough people, I don't think, pushing us into greatness. Like you have the canned spirituals on the soul, blues, an R&B concert. I think it's great. I think that the people that's going to be there either love gospel too, or is getting introduced to gospel and going to fall in love with gospel.
I sell a lot of tickets to
And
church
bring
people.
them, yeah, I
I sell a
know.
lot of tickets to church people, out of hand.
And then there's people that don't go to church, might hear the canned spirituals, and they pull them into the church.
Well, I got friends that, like I said, they're not necessarily in church. I'm sure they've been in church at some point in time or been to church, or they may go every now and again, but it's not a part of their everyday, every week activities. You know what I'm saying? But they like the music.
They love the music.
You
Like,
know,
I love blues.
Right. A lot
love
of my R&B friends know of the Canton Spirituals. They knew of Lee Williams. You know,
Sure.
whether they grandmother or their mom or somebody may have played it while they were in the house. They know the music. And to be honest with you, probably the hottest guy on the circuit right now with King George. His music comes from his bass lines, and his grooves are coming from
Gospel
Lee
song.
Williams and the Williams brothers
Quartet.
and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, because he came from that. You know, so it's just about being able to take your gift and allow God to let it make room for you.
Yeah, yeah.
See, you know, I don't live in a
I
box.
believe that.
I grew up in church, but my mind ain't in the box. I think about, we don't know what people like, you know. My Jewish friends say it's not about how good you are or how well you can do certain things. It's what you can sell to people, because we ain't buying it. The public's buying it.
That's right.
So how good of a salesman you are?
So when you talk like that, and you're right, and I think you're a great salesman, because I was on Facebook and I saw you doing an interview the other morning. I get up early and start editing, okay? I saw that and I was like, you know, I need to talk to him. And I called you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Thank
Great
you.
salespeople.
Thank you. Thank
Great
you. I appreciate you.
minds.
Thank you. I appreciate the kind words.
But what I wanted to hear what you had to say, because I've been thinking lately about what is it going to take to bring people back. You know, I'm from the Soul Stirrers, Martin Jaycox, and all of that.
I talked to Mr. Willie Rogers, and Willie Rogers, I talked to Willie Rogers, I talked to Suge.
And he want to sing.
Yeah.
He just sung at my
Wants to
father's
sing,
funeral.
yeah.
He
I
just
was-
want us to bring him.
Yeah, I was in the process of trying to do something with him and Suge and
Old school
Mr.
guys.
JoJo and
That would be
Cleve
nice.
Graham, but it's kind of like they've gotten a little bit too
Yeah.
up in age for the traveling and stuff, so
But
I had to
not
kind of
Willie.
figure out how to make. Now, Willie thinks
he
he
just did a concert for
I know he
me,
did,
so.
but trust me, his wife ain't gonna let him do too much. He be talking.
Josie
do
will
some
be
talking
just,
now.
Josie, if you watch, you'll be just fine.
JoJo ain't
But,
gonna be going.
no, but I love Willie. I love Mr. Willie Rogers, and he got some stories, man.
But
He
I
can tell you
come
all the
from
stuff.
that era, okay? I worked with promoting their music along with other groups that was on the record label. Back then, we would fill up like Gatling's Chapel.
Mr. Gatlin, the funeral director that had Gatlin Records in
Yeah.
Chicago.
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
But that place would be packed. Oh, yeah. He'll do it for you.
That was young. Yeah, man, do I? Come on, man.
The commercial that I did with us, it's Willie. That's the Soul Stirrers at the end of it.
Oh,
singing.
I heard that. I
Yeah,
heard that.
Children Sing.
Children Sing, yeah.
We did a whole campaign on Children Sing. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did, but that's a lot of other stuff. So what I'm saying is, what is it going to take to bring the people back like that in droves like they used to come out?
I don't know if I can answer that or not, but
I don't either, because some things may not never change. You know, it'd have to be something drastic. For
Well,
that.
that it changed and the people stopped coming. So why can't it be reversed?
Well-
What's stopping the people from coming out to concerts now?
well, from what I saw change, one of the biggest things I saw, well, some of the things I saw change, and I don't know if this is the reason, but I saw the change because I've lived in those eras.
Okay.
You know, as a small child, as a teenager, as an adult. Back then, I saw all the groups had their own identity. So, for example,
really did.
when you heard, you talk
Martin
about the
J.
Soul
Cox,
Stirrers, when you heard Sam,
totally different.
when you heard Sam with the Soul Stirrers, and he had his thing. When you heard Horse with the Soul, he had his. When you heard the Gospel 4, you knew it was Gospel 4.
Right.
You know, when you heard Reverend Cheers, you knew it was Reverend Cheers. When you heard the
Yeah.
Cats, you know, when you heard Willie Neal,
I like
the Clouds, when you heard Willie Banks, when you heard Slim,
Right.
Tommy Ellis, all of them had their
different.
totally
identity.
different genre.
Own identity, yeah.
I mean, not genre, same genre of music, but everybody had their identity.
Yeah.
A lot of the younger guys are recording songs and writing for themselves, and they're not really creating their own identity.
They all sound alike.
Well, what a lot of them do is they take somebody that's popular and they
Mimic.
copy or mimic that and try to put their own thing with it. But you can't really do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of have something. You can take something from somebody, like you hear people say, oh, Michael Jackson say, oh, I got that from Little Richard or James Brown. But he didn't sound like them.
Not at all.
He
Right.
did his own thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, even Elvis, he took from Richard, James Brown, everybody around him, and he put it in the Elvis. You follow me? And then another thing too, Miss Debbie, is back then everybody couldn't do it. Everybody couldn't promote. Everybody wasn't on the radio. You know, everybody nowadays, even with the quote unquote Southern Soul, everybody can do it because we live in a social media age. So, you know, you got people that's got access to money now that never really done a show, but because they can get the artists are accessible, or they can get a building, oh, boom, I'm a promoter. Anybody that can record a record now, oh, I want my own group. We go over here to the studio or to the basement and record us a record. Boom, I got my own thing. Give us a name. Now we got our own group.
So it's a few things that's going on then. One thing is we're not original, okay? In a lot of cases, not all cases, but a lot of cases we're not original. Number two is the people, I want to say this, writing your songs. You know, we may say, God is great, God is good. Let us thank him for our food. Then let us thank him, let us thank him, let us thank him, let us thank. And that's the whole song.
Well, but again, it's going back to recording.
It drives me
and
nuts.
going back to what I'm saying about recording, producing, promoting, and being a personality. Okay? A lot of these guys can record, but they can't produce. A lot of them don't want to be produced because in their mind, if I write my own music, I got my own songs. If I write my own songs, see, a lot of things that are privileged to people now, this generation wasn't privileged to George now.
Exactly right.
Like how to get publishing. Now you can just Google it, and everybody, you know, you can get publishing, or how to copywriting and uploading songs to be distributed to DistroKid and all this stuff. So they think in their mind a lot of, well, I can't say how they think. I'm just talking about
just
what I
talking.
see.
Yeah.
You're assuming.
If I write my own songs, I can produce my own songs, I can keep my publishing, I can keep my writing, and I can upload my own songs, and I can get all of my money, because that's what they hear everybody say. But because they're saying it, it's not that way. When you upload your songs on social media, it's not free.
That's right.
It's free for you to do that in your mind, but here's the people that get the money, that control the distribution,
Right.
are the people that own the interface. And the record labels
Right.
own the interfaces. Universal, BMG, Sony, Warner Brothers. The interface is what distributes the music
That's right.
through
But you
social
know
media.
what
So, and
happens-
people say you upload songs and you have a song on there for 2 years, and you ain't got but $10, and you wonder
This is what
why.
I'm saying.
But you got,
People
but you
like
got
popularity.
you got 200,000 views. Oh, I got 1 million views. Okay, you do, but does it equate to dollars?
No, it
No.
don't. And if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Makes sense.
And that's what I tell my people around here all the time. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
So it's all about the trick of the way that
Yes.
they train us again to think, because then we don't want to go out and hire an entertainment lawyer. We don't want to come and pay a producer. We don't want George to give us a song
Yeah.
and not give us publishing. We feel like that he's getting over on us.
So we just
but
gonna
it's
stay
his.
broke.
No, I'm saying, but it's
my song,
his.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If I chose
But
to,
if you right,
that's a different story.
It's a
But,
different
yeah.
story. If he chooses to
Yeah,
sell
but it's my song.
to
Yeah.
to share his publishing or whatever with you, that's his. But the way that the other side does is, hey, come in, record you. We got a producer. We got songwriters. We're gonna promote
Right.
you, create an opportunity for you to travel and make money and get popular singing. But we don't want to do that. We want to be in control. I have people that call me and ask me, man, I need you to help me, man. I need you, man. We need you, man. I'll make sure you take care of. Nah, you ain't gonna make sure I'm taking care of. I'm gonna make sure myself taking
Yeah,
care
that's
of.
right. That's right.
So then they don't want to do that.
So we got a long, dusty road ahead of us.
Nah, I know, cause I just go and
But-
deal
but
down the
I'm
road, go
thinking-
down the road and deal with. I've learned the hard way.
Well, see, we work over here at SVP. We work with young people, and we're beginning to work more with young artists. You know, and I'm thinking about one day just having a big training class over on our other side. And these things we're talking about right now, let's talk about them.
But really, if you brought people in from the industry, successful songwriters,
Right.
from gospel, R&B, blues, pop, whatever, country, radio people, program directors,
Yes.
to tell people how to get a record played, you know, and what it takes to get a record. Promotional people, marketing people, to show people how to market yourself. Because I hear people get on Facebook, oh, my platform. You don't really have a platform. You just got a Facebook page.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have the ability to
I
move
understand.
nothing. Yeah, so.
They're looking at numbers,
Yeah.
but those numbers are not turning into dollars.
No, because a lot of
That's
times
what we're
people are
missing,
watching
the dollars.
Yeah, people will watch people a lot of times just to see how crazy they'll get or what stupid
And
stuff
you know,
they
over
gonna say.
here,
gonna
we've
say,
had
yeah.
some shows and we've had high numbers, and we still get them sometimes. But we want those numbers to turn into advertising dollars.
A young lady, I just left a wing spot before I came here, and the young lady said to me, why don't you bring this artist and that artist? And I said, he only got one song. She said, yeah, you're right. He only got one song. Yeah, right. So my thinking as a businessman is people want to pay to hear people with a song
Yeah.
catalog.
Right, right.
A song catalog. So does it benefit me to pay a guy $5,000 or $6,000 because he got one hot song? No. When I can get two guys, pay them a little bit more money, that's got 20 songs apiece, and the same group of people pay to hear them.
And that's the other thing that is our concerts are not being successful because a lot of the artists that really don't have a record out, they want to charge much money,
Well,
but
because,
you ain't putting no butts
well,
in the
because
seats.
they hear and see again, they privileged to information that wasn't privileged back in the day.
then.
They hear, oh, well, this guy's getting this, or this artist is getting that. Well, I'm hot. I need to take my price up to here. No, but you can't drop flyers to the picnic
You
by
hot
yourself.
local at your
Yeah.
church.
You
Yeah.
get embarrassed that way too if you ain't careful.
Yeah, so.
Tell them something right.
And then they get upset and they say you don't want to book them or you don't want to work them, but you know
Right.
you can't afford to. And the only thing about quartet gospel and southern soul is it's the only genres of music where anybody can sing it, promote it, or be a DJ or a host. They
A lot
don't let
of
you do that.
times-
They don't let you do that with rap.
No, they
You
don't.
can't go get on Yo Gotti's tour
No.
or Moneybags tour
You cannot.
or Jeezy's tour. You can't do that with R&B groups. You can't go open up for Charlie Wilson and you just started singing last month. It don't work like that.
So the promoters are blame artists sometimes, but a lot of this is promoters' fault too, because you just happen to be a promoter because maybe you're a business person and you got a little money, and you can put the money up front, but you're not getting anything back, and you can't pay like you want to pay because you lost.
Well, again, what I just said.
I know, that's why I brought
this
it
is
up.
a genre of music where anybody can promote it, sing it, play it, or be an announcer to it. You know,
I want to
if
help
they had
people.
to go and get the FedEx Forum or Landers Center or Carnegie Hall, they wouldn't have a clue how to go about doing it.
Yeah. Well, your artist did not call in yet, and Courtney
He
is
probably
giving
will.
us
He
the
lives
boot.
in Atlanta, so we go to commercial. If he don't call, we'll catch him next time.
Okay. Courtney, you want to go to a commercial? Okay. Go to a commercial.
You're talking about a good time, she's come on now.
Center Stage Gospel Music live from Memphis, Tennessee,
My
featuring
guys
gospel
over there
artists from
forgot
around
that
the
we were
world.
live
Toe tapping,
recording.
hand clapping, down at home gospel music. Watch on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and your local Comcast. Download the SVP TV app now on your smart television and mobile device. Center Stage Gospel season premieres Sunday, 8 p.m. Central.
Tennessee stand up for the biggest gospel R&B soul cookout to hit Bolivar, Tennessee, Sunday, September 24th, starring Calvin Richardson,
Tapping on my mind when I think about you, girl.
Stacey Adams, Urban Mystic, Marcellus, the singer, Aaron Wolf, Ruth Boyd Lake, Sky Watley, Sharmika Joquel, and Sunday, just a Sunday without the King Spirituals.
Till Sunday morning, the same.
5 DJs, DJ Radio Rashid, the legendary J Falk, the Hood Shift DJs, and hosted by Jazzy Jeff, 96.2 Bangin'. It all goes down Sunday, September 24th at the Hardeman County Fairgrounds, 210 Fieldo Road, Bolivar, Tennessee. Gates open at 11 a.m. For vendor space, VIP tickets, and more info, contact Danny at 901-355-7318. Bring your tents, lawn chairs, and coolers. Gospel, R&B, soul, blues, a day of music, fun, and love for everyone. It's time for one big family reunion. Big gospel, R&B, soul, blues cookout. Get tickets on Eventbrite.com or call Danny Boy. Gates open at 11 a.m. September 24th, Bolivar, Tennessee. Danny, what you got to say?
Yo, it's just good music.
And we are back. Thank you for tuning in to Center Stage Gospel. And it is Center Stage Gospel tonight. George Dean is the co-host. But he's being a little quiet tonight, even though he's got some questions right here. Yeah. But we want to thank you for tuning in. We're having fun talking to Danny Lewis, the production manager. He told me don't call him the promoters. Anyway, on the phone, who do we have?
Stacey Adams, the boss of R&B and Blues.
And he will be at the cookout on September 24th. I'm going to be at the cookout. I need all of you. Come on to the cookout on September 24th. We're going to have a good time. Can Spirituals will be there? Come on, give me some more.
Calvin Richardson, Stacey Adams, Urban Mystic, Marcellus the singer, Karen Wolf, Sky Watley, Ruth Boyd Lake, Shamika Jaquel, 5 DJs. Radio Rashid, the legendary J Falk, the Hood Shift DJs, DJ Jazzy Jeff. We'll have a good time.
So are we having a battle of the DJs?
Nah, it's just kind of like a family reunion where everybody got a lot of talent. You know, they gonna scratch a little bit and just pass it on. It's not gonna really be a battle. We just gonna have a lot of fun. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Tell them how they can get those tickets, man.
My man Stacey Adams is on the phone. He's gonna be performing from his new album called Love You Like the 90s. But you can get tickets by going online at eventbrite.com or calling me at 901-355-7318. We'll give you all the info. If you go on the website, click on the link, you can see all the ticket people on the link.
All right. So anyway, let's talk to our guests.
Stacey Adams,
Hello. How you guys doing?
We're
Doing well.
good.
Doing well.
Stacy's
We
one of
can't wait to hear you sing. That's the deal.
Yeah,
here.
Stacy's one of the artists that we work with. He's on Calvin Richardson's BMG label.
Okay,
He's signed to BMG.
Okay.
He has a new album, a full album getting ready to drop. The single right now is called I'll Beg, but the album is called Love You Like the 90s. And his whole concept of wanting to do an album is take music back to the 90s.
Okay.
That's what we
And
need.
I'll
Kinda
let him
what you
tell
talked
you,
about.
that's what we're talking about. So go ahead, Stacey, and give them your concept of Love You Like the 90s.
Well, with Love You Like the 90s, what I'm pretty much doing is, in the 90s was the most variety of music. You know, if you go back from 1990 to 99, you had rappers, you had gospel, you had singers, you had the Conspirators, you had Kirk Franklin, you had just everybody able to do their own thing. Tupac, big on down to not forget the Hot Boys. So I think nowadays what's happening is music is being curtailed one way. So with the Love You Like the 90s album, I'm trying to re-inject love back into not just the black community, but to the community and the world as a whole. But you can talk about love as a man, and talk about vulnerability, and talk about heartbreak, and talk about some of the things that we go through. You know, everything is not about, everybody not dancing and shindigging every day. You know, people like heartbroken, people going through things. You know, I even have a gospel song that we actually going in a special one that we hadn't let loose yet, because the album dropped January 1st, but the two singles are Love You Like the 90s and I'll Be. But the main thing we're trying to do is bring people back together and bring the value back to I would like to say, black music, black R&B. But sure, it's for everybody, but I think some of the value in our music has been watered down, so I want that value back.
Well, that's what we're really saying tonight, you know.
That's actually what we've talked about already, is making that change.
And not trying to over-talk it, I appreciate you guys for having me on. It's just, I just look at the things for what it is. See, I don't do music just for money. I think the biggest issue with musicians is that a lot of people have been caught up in doing it for money, so they never truly do what they love to do. Me being an artist and me being in a financial position where I don't have to do it for the money, I do it for the love. I'm able to record what I want the people to hear and what may happen directly in my life. Like when I say Superman, one of my records on the album, I'm actually talking about a man coming in, being able, there's nothing wrong with opening the doors for a woman. There's nothing wrong with coming in and just listening. Everything ain't just about sex, you know. It's about being there. You know, I say it online, if I can take your pain and put it in my body, that's how deep I want the love to be. Because I had a chance to see my mother and father, you know, married for 40-some years. And when she died, I realized what marriage was about. Marriage ain't for when you're young, it's for when you're old. A lot of people don't understand what marriage is truly for. So they got to understand when you get older, I don't care who you are, nobody want to die alone. So I want people to get back into the music that counts, the music that means something. Like I said, I know a lot of times with Southern Soul, you know, it's a big party, it's a shake, it's a dance, it's a shimmy. But that's cool, that's one piece of life. But what about the love? What about the pain? What about the heartbreak? What about being able to say I'm sorry to the woman that you love and not feeling less than a man doing it? So, and I'm an alpha male singing this kind of stuff. You know, I'm singing it from the depths of my soul, and I won't say the word, but I'm a real man. So I want people to know. I want to speak for the real man that's scared to say these things they used to say back in the 90s. You know, so I'm going to say it.
I like that. I like that.
And look, Stacy's like 6'7".
So,
Yeah, tall. Oh yeah, he's a tall guy. Yeah.
230.
230. Hey, wait a minute now. Hold up. You supposed to get down to 215 before this show now.
Well, see, I'm at 230 right now. So at the end of the day, I just want people to know, man, it is time for black music to have a real surge of reality. But believe me, to listen to it, you would think, oh, we talking about it partying and shaking and shimmying. And then a lot of time with the Facebook era and social media, you have a lot of people that have lives that are created that are not real. My life is 100% who I am on Facebook. That's who I am in real life. I don't have a persona that doesn't exist. You know, a lot of people, man, they'll be on Facebook and have be loaded as a couple and be sleeping in separate rooms at night. You know, so my thing is get back to reality, man. I just can't wait to get down there on that Sunday and down at the fairground and display some of this raw skill and ability of love and affection to all the ladies.
Wow. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you in concert. Now.
I'm looking forward to being there. I thank BB for giving me another opportunity to be in the city. You know, he does a lot of great things for the community, the shows, get a lot of artists a chance. Even though I get a lot of book shows, my buzz, my popularity is rising. I just want to be the one man that be the spearhead to different man. At some point, somebody got to get past the ignorance. Somebody can't be afraid to talk about love. And most of the people have to talk about the ignorant stuff because they have to get the money and they have to try to get the money. Me, I get paid show, but it's not just about the money to me. It's about being effective, causing people to fall back in love. I want you to hear my music. I got one record called "What a Man Needs to Hear" with a female on the hook. With a female on the hook, pretty much saying, "Hey, sometimes we just want to hear y'all say, baby, come over, let me cook for you. I just want to spoil you. These are the words that need to be heard." So sometimes, man, we go through a lot. Black men go through a whole lot, and I know we don't have a good rap in some places, but sometimes we just want to hear those things because, man, it's a stressor. It's a supreme stressor, man, to compete at this level, man, you know. And I know women have it hard being a double minority, but as a black man, they don't understand, man, you know. We need love sometimes, just real love and affection, you know. And I understand we have to be providers and do the things we need to do, but sometimes I see my mother love my dad out of alcoholism, love my father out of drug addiction. I'm talking about love him out of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if she drove him to it or not, but I saw her love him out of it. So at the end of the day, that's what we got to get back to, because we need you women. We need you to love us in our bad state of mind, because a lot of us men have PTSD, you know, and that's coming from the communities and the neighborhoods. It's not just the military, you know. I grew up impoverished as hell, so my PTSD is something totally different. I have to fight every day when I reflect by sleeping in the house with rats and roaches running across me and raining in the house. So, you know, that's why I try to stay as far from the poorhouse as I can. So with this Love You Like the 90s album, you know, I'm trying to bring a real service of love and, you know, try it. That's what I'm going to do for the people that want to listen to it. That's going to be life-changing. The people that don't want to listen to it, it's still going to be life-changing, because they're going to have to listen to it. The people that listen to it are going to tell them you need to listen to this album, man. Let's bring love back. So that's about it, right?
Sing about what you know about it.
Yes, sir.
That makes it better.
All right, Stacey, we appreciate you taking time, man. I guess we got to wrap it up.
You got to wrap it up.
I appreciate it. You guys can find me at Stacy_Adams on Instagram. It's STACII_ADAMS. And I always have to end my interviews with these guys. We are not here to play dream or trip. We have hard work to do with heavy loads to live. Starting out in the struggle, but it is God's gift. Be strong, be strong, be strong. And I'll see you at the fairgrounds with the conspiracies, cavalrists, urban mystics, and the rest of the gang. It's going to be a beautiful thing. 5 DJs. Shouts out to DVE, baby. Let's do it.
Thank you, Stacey.
Okay, bye.
Well, he wouldn't have no problem having the lyrics, man, because he can talk.
He's a songwriter like you, though.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
He done wrote about 4 or 5 songs on that one right there.
He wrote songs with Jada Kiss, Akon.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's been around a while.
Well, this has been fun. You got to come back again.
I will. Thank you for having me, Miss Debbie. I really appreciate you. And my old friend, Deanie Bug.
You already know. Yeah. That's the only somebody I know called me Deanie Bug.
Deanie Bug. I got it.
You enjoyed it.
No, I picked up on it from him. So when I was a little boy, he called it that, Deanie Bug. Why he called George Deanie Bug?
Tell us again how we can get in touch with you.
901-355-7318. If you're on Instagram.
Now, you say that so fast. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to.
I know. I'm going to give you my radio. Thing. Let me finish.
Oh,
901-355-7318. If you're on Instagram, that's DannyBoy1265. Once again, that's 901-355-7318. 901-355-7318 for more info.
That was your radio?
That's my radio.
Anyway, well, it's time to wrap it up. George Dean, do you have anything else you want to say?
I've been talking. I enjoy what we're talking about, which is good for what's the industry is happening in the industry today. So that's good for me, because a lot of things that you covered, I'm doing. So hey, what can I say?
So hey, listen, guys, while y'all writing these songs, everybody want to drive and have the cymbals wide open and kick and move together and stuff. If you want to hit record, get you a songwriter and a producer. George Dean, that's just one. There's several of them. And I'm not down in nobody's music. I'm just saying, we talked about how to get it back.
Yeah, we got to turn this thing
Create
around.
your own identity, you know.
First of all.
Create your own identity.
Yeah.
Your voice and your singing ability is not your identity to the ears of the people. You can never take the sound of the music from the ears and the mind and the heart of the public.
And everybody don't have to do the dance.
No.
And you know how to separate yourself? Do the holy dance.
Yeah. One of the sing.
And that's when the anointing comes.
Oh yeah, one of the greatest gospel singers of our time, Mr. Lee Williams.
Yeah.
Never
stood in
moved.
one place.
Never. Joe LeGon never Never
Yeah.
stopped
Pull
in
back
place.
from
Never on time.
That's right.
Timing was terrible.
That's right. You knew that, huh?
Yeah, I knew that. I watch everything. So, you know.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you on next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Until then, go with God, stay with God, and you shall, and the key word is shall. Always be blessed.
You're talking about a good time, children. Come on now.
Center Stage Gospel
were
Music
singing.
live from Memphis, Tennessee, featuring gospel artists from around
Lisa,
the
no,
world.
Lisa,
Tapping, hand clapping, down home gospel music. Watch on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and your local Comcast. Download the SVP TV app now on your smart television and mobile device. Center Stage Gospel season premieres Sunday, 8 p.m. Central.
Tennessee stand up for the biggest gospel R&B soul cookout to hit Bolivar, Tennessee, Sunday, September 24th, starring Calvin Richardson,
Tapping on my mind when I think about you, girl.
Stacey Adams,
For your love,
Urban Mystic,
I refuse to wait.
Marcellus, the Radio Rashid, the legendary J Falk, the Hood Shift DJs, and hosted by Jazzy Jeff, 96.2 Bangin'. It all goes down Sunday, September 24th at the Hardeman County Fairgrounds, 210 Fieldo Road, Bolivar, Tennessee. Gates open at 11 a.m. For vendor space, VIP tickets, and more info, contact Danny at 901-35 Radio Rashid, the legendary J Falk, the Hood Shift DJs, and hosted by Jazzy Jeff, 96.2 Bangin'. It all goes down Sunday, September 24th at the Hardeman County Fairgrounds, 210 Fieldo Road, Bolivar, Tennessee. Gates open at 11 a.m. For vendor space, VIP tickets, and more info, contact Danny at 901-355-7318. Bring your tents, lawn chairs, and coolers. Gospel, R&B, soul, blues. A day of music, fun, and love for everyone. It's time for one big family reunion. A big gospel, R&B, soul, blues cookout. Get tickets on Eventbrite.com or call Danny Boy. Gates open at 11 a.m. September 24th, Bolivar, Tennessee. Danny, what you got to say?
Yo, it's just good music.